The HOA president's threat, cold and final, still rang in my ears. You have until tomorrow to sell your land, Michael Peterson, or you'll never set foot on it again. I stared, numb, at the brutal concrete wall now blocking the only access road to my property. 2 years of savings, our dream home for me and my wife Emily vaporized. But as I reached into my car's glove compartment, my fingers closing around a specific, worn folder, a grim smile spread across my face. Eleanor Vance and her arrogant board had just blundered into the meticulous trap my father, Arthur Peterson Sr., and I had laid. Their petty power play had just activated a hidden contingency, a legal minefield that would shatter their insulated world and cost them everything they cherished. You watching this, wherever you are, will soon understand why Dad always said, the devil's in the details, and why you should never cross a family that knows the law like the back of their hand. It began 14 months prior, with a too-good-to-be-true listing. 3 stunning acres in California's upscale Pinehurst Estates at a suspiciously low price. Dad, a retired real estate attorney, always warned that such bargains hide deep hooks. Due diligence revealed the catch: sole access via private road through HOA land. But I, a software engineer, wasn't deterred. Dad reviewed the purchase. HOAs are little kingdoms, Mike, he'd said, but we'll make your access ironclad. He spent a weekend crafting a permanent easement and, crucially, added appendices, including one detailing Lot 312 be the community's prized artificial lake. They're too confident to read the fine print, he chuckled. And he was right. At the signing, Eleanor Vance, the HOA president, barely glanced at the appendices before initialing. Gossip later confirmed she'd wanted that land for a new clubhouse but had been outbid. Emily and I, giddy with plans for our modern craftsman home, missed the early warning signs, disapproving glares at our first HOA meeting, Eleanor's pointed remarks about outsiders. Sam Carter, a friendly retired military neighbor, quietly warned, watch your back. They rule with an iron fist. My confidence wavered when I overheard Eleanor telling Gregory Finch, the HOA VP, we have ways to make him want to sell back at our price. I called Dad. Time for Plan B, Mike, he said, and document everything. The HOA newsletter soon featured a veiled attack in Eleanor's president's corner. Then came the permit nightmare. My application was repeatedly rejected by the city for absurd reasons. Emily discovered Walter Bishop, the planning officer, was Gregory Finch's golf buddy. Simultaneously, our first HOA violation notice arrived. Improperly maintained undeveloped land, $100 per day. The issue? Wild grass. I hired landscapers, documented the pristine state, and paid. Eleanor's response was a curt compliance acknowledged. I meticulously saved every email, recorded calls, and took notes. Emily researched the board, finding Betty Davis, the treasurer, spread rumors about us, while Laura Chin, a newer board member and lawyer, questioned their tactics. At the next HOA meeting, I calmly questioned the selective enforcement. Eleanor shut me down. Afterward, Gregory Finch cornered me in the parking lot. Sell, Peterson. It'll be easier. I declined. Then let's see who has more staying power, he sneered. Another violation followed, an unapproved sign, our architect's survey marker. Then, deep tire ruts across our future yard. Eleanor's email suggested we build a fence, knowing HOA rules forbade it on undeveloped lots. My frustrated architect suggested Lou Jenkins, a permit expediter. Lou quickly found internal city emails. My application was flagged, all decisions routed through Walter Bishop. Armed with this, I met the department head, expressing concern. My permit was approved within 48 hours. Victory. Or so I thought. The next day, an Orange Road maintenance no access 3 to 4 days notice appeared. No details from the HOA office. Eleanor was unavailable. I paid a hefty construction cancellation fee. Days passed, no work done. Drone photos confirmed it. Dad advised a formal letter demanding access. Gregory Finch called. The road would reopen, but new road renovation regulations were incoming. 3 days after construction finally began on our foundation, the permanent concrete barrier appeared. Public road safe property. No trespassing. Rage consumed me. I stormed to Eleanor's house. You can't do this. We have legal easement. She smiled coldly. The board voted. Your easement is void. Sam Carter gently pulled me away. Not like this, Mike. This is what they want. That night, Defeated, I told Emily maybe we should sell. Give up, she challenged, her eyes blazing. They're bullies, Mike. We don't let bullies win. The next morning, I called Dad. They built the wall. Activate the contingency. He arrived, briefcase in hand. We spread out the purchase agreement, Dad pointing to Appendix 7. In the event access rights are denied by any HOA action, the buyer maintains the right to activate the alternative access easement through Lot 105A. Lot 105A, a narrow strip cutting through the community heart, past Eleanor's, Gregory's, and Betty's homes. I don't know if I can keep fighting, I confessed. Details, Mike, details, Dad said. We prepared for this. Emily added, Laura Chin told me Eleanor is terrified of losing control. My resolve hardened. We drafted a formal notice. Alternative access construction commencing in 7 days, map included. Copies to all board members and affected residents. The reaction was immediate. Eleanor demanded an emergency meeting. The community center was packed. Dad, my counsel, faced their lawyer. He dismantled their arguments using their own signed documents. Laura Chin spoke up for us. The Petersons have every legal right. Gregory shot her a venomous look. During a recess, he offered to buy my land at a 20% premium. I declined, detailing the months of disruptive construction trucks our new road would entail. Residents grew alarmed. Eleanor requested a private meeting. I agreed, if Dad and Emily joined. As we left, Laura whispered, I found financial irregularities in the HOA records. Support for us swelled. Dad cautioned, maintain the moral high ground. Sam warned Gregory was planning a berm to block our alternative access, and Eleanor was asking about my schedule. At the private meeting, Eleanor offered me an exclusive contract to build her clubhouse on my land if I sold. I refused. This land is for our home. Her composure cracked. I built this community. No one ruins it. Desperate, she later called her husband, Richard, lamenting her need for control. She then contacted Shady Builders Incorporated. 2 nights later, Sam called frantically our construction equipment was being sabotaged. My security cameras caught 2 men, their van's partial plate. I filed a police report, mentioning Shady Builders. The detective understood. Emily, meanwhile, shared Laura's findings of financial misuse by Eleanor and Gregory with our growing group of supporters. Then, an HOA letter. The barrier would be removed, original access restored. Too easy, Dad murmured. Sam confirmed it. A secret meeting, a plan to rezone my land as an environmental conservation zone, fast-tracked by Walter Bishop. They'd give access but make building impossible. Residents, appalled by the sabotage, started an informal neighborhood watch. But Dad had anticipated this. Our agreement had multiple protective clauses. We had our own county contacts. Eleanor's public behavior grew erratic, alienating even allies. Time for our final move. Dad pulled out Appendix 7 again. One more provision, Mike. He pointed to a paragraph. In the event land use rights are restricted by any zoning changes subsequent to purchase, the buyer maintains the right to enforce control over Lot 312B. The lake. The community's crown jewel. Dad had known Eleanor wouldn't read that far or understand. I called for a full HOA membership meeting. Eleanor arrived, smug. I addressed the residents directly, presenting evidence of the board's campaign. Then, the purchase agreement on screen, Appendix 7 highlighted. This gives me control of Lot 312B, the community lake, if my building rights are restricted. Dad explained the legal history. The lake parcel was part of my original purchase, leased to the HOA under conditions they'd just violated by signing the agreement. Eleanor's face crumpled. Fraudulent, she shrieked. Gregory echoed, illegal. Laura Chin confirmed its legality. Chaos. Residents demanded answers. I then revealed proof of Eleanor and Gregory's financial improprieties and Eleanor's collusion with Walter Bishop. Mr. Bishop is under investigation, I announced. Gregory paled. My settlement terms. HOA keeps the lake if they remove all barriers, cancel the rezoning, refund all fees with interest, compensate for damages, and the entire board resigns. Residents voted overwhelmingly yes. Laura Chin was nominated to lead a transitional board. As Eleanor passed, she hissed, "You have no idea what you've done." The aftermath was swift. 3 months later, our home was rising. Laura reformed the HOA with transparency. Eleanor and Frank moved, ostracized. Our housewarming was a community celebration. Dad toasted, "Justice from careful preparation." A sign near the lake read, "Sponsored by the Peterson family." Lawyers' letters to remove it went into recycling. Walter Bishop was suspended, then resigned. Gregory Finch quietly left his job. Betty Davis faced the community's scorn. Emily and I finally had our peace. Pinehurst Estates was reborn, a true community. As Dad always said, arrogance often signs its own downfall. And that, my friends, is a satisfaction beyond any contract.